Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Uncle Lander and this is Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition Paragon Vanguard build with mods. And on the last episode we have managed to help Thane with his problems with his son. His son have decided to pick the traits or the trade of his father and try to become an assassin. And he basically tried to assassinate one of the political candidates that were pretty famous right now in Citadel, but we managed to stop him, and they both have managed to have a nice and polite conversation, and hopefully they managed to resolve their problems. Anyway, currently, my character level 26 Vanguard with 300 health, 350 barrier, and the skills are as follows. Incendiary ammunition, charge shockwave and reaver rank 3, pull field and champion rank 4, and cryo ammunition at rank 0 because it's useless.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
So what I'm gonna do right now is basically we have a situation like this. We have helped Thane. That means we can talk with a couple companions about their feelings about everything. We're gonna do all the researches, and I'm gonna set up a new set of armor.
Commander.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Okay, so Joker has nothing to say about this. Usually Joker and Kelly have like some additional comment about the loyalty quests.
That Kasumi is an interesting addition to the crew. I can see why she's good at her work. She never reveals anything meaningful about herself. It's all on the surface. It'll be a challenge getting to know who she really is. Anyway, what's up?
How was the crew?
Is there anything I should know?
You have unread messages at your private terminal. Anything else, Commander?
Ah,
That'll be all.
It's always nice chatting with you.
I bet it is. Okay, unread messages. So here we go. Message from Samish Bhatia. That's a character from Mass Effect 1. He wanted us to basically get a corpse of his wife to be delivered back to the family, while there was this other politician guy that wanted to basically take the body of this guy's wife and perform tests on it. And I basically stopped that from happening. From Samish Bhatia, Commander Shepard. Mr. Rodina offered to pass on message for me. I wish to again express my thanks for your assistance in retrieving my wife's body. While nothing can ever banish the pain of losing Nirali, being able to see that her body was treated properly helped me more than you could imagine. I have opened the restaurant that my wife always wished to start, back on Earth. Nirali's picture hangs on the wall, and Alliance soldiers eat for free. It is the least I can do to honor the courage with which both you and my wives have served humanity. Sincerely, Samish Bhatia. That means that the restaurant is not gonna last for long. You're not dead. From Emily Wong. You're alive? How come you broke whatever cover you've been under for 2 years but didn't offer an exclusive interview to your favorite reporter? Whatever you come up for an air and are ready to talk, let me know. Emily Wong, Future Content Corporation. A gift of words from Shaira. Commander, I thought that my gift of words had been incorrect. An embarrassing notion, but my contacts tell me you yet survive. I am pleased to hear that your journey continues. Through I sense that you head toward an even deeper darkness. When you thought Saren, only your resolve was tested, but now I fear you cannot rely only on your own strength. Take whatever steps you must to ensure that those battling at your side fight with clear minds and glad hearts. Be well, Constant Shaira. Okay, you and Garrus are alive, from Chloe Michelle. That's a doctor also from the beginning of the game. If I recall correctly, it was the mission in which Garrus tried to free Dr. Michelle from like hands of some kind of bandits, some gangsters. And Garrus have made a very risky shot to the head of one of the guys. From Chloe Michelle, dear Commander Shepard, I was relieved to hear that you were alive. I was devastated to hear of the destruction of the Normandy and those people who didn't make it off in time. After you went missing and were presumed dead, I feared I'd never see you or Garrus ever again. You and he did so much to help clean up the wards when you were hunting for Saren. The galaxy needs more people like you, and I am glad that you are still here to protect those of us who've grown to depend upon both of you. Is Garrus with you again by any chance? After being so happy to hear of your survival, I wonder if perhaps he might have ended up with you. I left a few messages on his public accounts, but you know how it is, how he is about checking his mail, and I don't think the com address I had for him works anymore, because he hasn't returned any calls. Always so busy on his grand crusades. He's great passions that he focuses on them to the exclusion of anything or anyone else. Anyway, if you know where he might be, I would really love to hear from him. Or both of you. Come by next time you're near the Citadel. Thank you, Dr. Chloe Michelle, Huerta Memorial Hospital. Alright, that's all the messages. There's nothing else to read. Let's check the research. Let's see, weapon upgrades, heavy pistol damage. AP, that's armor piercing. Yep, 50% more damage against armor. Sniper headshot damage. Even though I'm not gonna use the sniper rifles, but I want to have it out of the way. Armor upgrades, you have tech cooldown. Squad bonus, 20% faster cooldown of tech abilities. And from prototype, might need to pick retraining powers in the future. I hope that's not gonna happen. Alright, so we got all the researches that I could do. Now I'm gonna go to Captain's cabin. Also, I believe that I have not mentioned it, but this episode, like every single other, is being recorded live on my during my Twitch streams on twitch.tv/UncleAndrew. Come and say hi. I'm playing a variety of video games, charity events, game marathons, modded playthroughs, and more to come. So yeah, the fishes are being fed. They're happy. Space hamster. Little squeaks. Adorable. Alright, yeah, customization of the armor. That's gonna be a that's gonna be one. Okay, Kestrels, that's shield strength and heavy armor. I have a different set of pants now. Pants that give me 10% health. That means I can switch the helmet. Maybe for Umbra visor to increase the power, which also works with shoulders. That can increase my power, because I already have a chest piece that can increase my maximum shield by 3%. But then again, those legs were 8% shield. Damn. So that's power damage. What about if I'm gonna pick up different shoulders now? Okay, so this can increase shields by 8% and melee damage. And what about a different chest piece? But that's also got shield strength. I got this armor that's just increased of health by 5%. This one is shields regeneration, and that's the basic chest that's increases power damage by 3%. Weapon damage, shield strength, and okay, so helmet definitely is gonna stay of this one. Yeah, definitely this visor, because it doesn't look like bad at all. That's a storm speed. shields by 8%. And that's health by 10%. I'm definitely gonna keep the visor and this. Weapons damage. What about the arms? What kind of arms do I have? Okay, so I only have the regular in 7 gauntlets. And those gauntlets. Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep those gauntlets with me at all times. That's not gonna change. So if I'm gonna... Okay, so I have a choice. I'm either going for more shields, or I'm going for more health. Which, if I'm gonna go for more health, that would explain why I'm gonna pick up the visor, because visor has bonus to power, and basically legs would be 5% plus additional 5%, because the visor had 5% additional health earlier. So we are not gonna. So it's visor plus shoulders. That's 10%. So it will be hands plus armor piece. That will be weapon damage. And 10% from shoes. Yeah. Okay. I can deal with that. I can. That's acceptable. That is a perfect balance for me. Can I get a pattern? Some kind of different pattern, maybe? Because that's a vanilla pattern. It's even a pattern color. What is the tint? Oh, that's the tint. Yeah, that white over here can definitely stay. And again, let's take a look. Maybe I'm gonna... that blue would fit nicely with the coloring on the visors and whatnot. I thought I could customize the colors of the lights. No, that's a tint of the whole armor. Honestly, this armor looks the best the way it is. Yeah, I don't think I can change the lights colors. I think that is an option available in Mass Effect 3. Yep, that's gonna be the armor that I'm gonna use. I'm basically trying to optimize my armor so it can has bonus to health, a little bit bonus to shields, bonus to weapon damage, and bonus to power damage. A little bit of everything. Okay, so we got the armor, we got the research. Now the crew quarters. I could talk to Kasumi, Thane, and maybe Samara. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, also, Rupert requires a visit because he needs the food supplies. All hail the space hamster. Yup. No, I already got all the upgrades.
Shepard,
I wanted to check in.
I am always happy to talk with you.
I'm interested in hearing more about Asari Justicars.
She's pointing at Shepard's being like, sit down,
We
bitch.
hold a unique place in Asari culture. Justicars are from
You
another
about to
era.
get schooled.
Young Asari grow up watching vids about our adventures. Pure fiction, of course. Some Asari are uncomfortable with us, but so few Justicars exist that most have never met one.
Okay, what is the rarity of the Justicars?
There are only a few Justicars?
Few Asari wish to make the sacrifices necessary to become one of us, and the training has a high casualty rate. It is a life of constant danger. Throughout the entire galaxy, there are only a handful of us at any time.
Okay, what kind of information can she share with me about the code?
This code of the Justicar seems central to your life.
It is 5,000 sutras and covers every situation one can encounter. I have memorized every word. There is only the code.
But how flexible it really is.
Sometimes justice calls for mercy.
It does not exist to bring about spiritual enlightenment. Its purpose is to punish the wicked and protect the innocent.
Definitely different than the Jedi. Jedi Code was kind of delusional. Jedi was so forced. Okay, so I can actually make a quick opinion about the Jedi Doctrine and Sith Doctrine. Jedi Doctrine was peace at all cost, but making yourself detached from the entire world, while Sith tried to embrace all the emotional stuff, but a lot of Sith could not take a control of their emotions. So it's, you know... But I can see why would you compare the Justicar's code from Mass Effect to the Jedi code from Star Wars. Both of them are kind of detached emotionally, so I guess I can understand that. Okay, what about conflicting opinions?
The Asari I've spoken to seem conflicted about Justicars.
In this age, people see shades of gray everywhere. The code of the Justicar is black and white. I might seem a hero to many, but I would kill all of them if I had to.
And how does Samara herself sees the Justicars?
What role do you think Justicars have in Asari society?
I would say that the closest human equivalent is a knight-errant in your medieval lore. Perhaps mixed with a bit of samurai.
Knight-errant? Not sure about that. Memorize every word? Nerd. Okay, we can still investigate a little bit more about the Justicars. What about killing?
What does your code say about killing?
I am compelled to kill the wicked. If a Justicar is involved, peaceful solutions are long past.
And any form of relationships possible to create?
Does the code forbid romantic involvement?
It does not. However, I would never be interested in such. That part of my life is well behind me.
Alright, I guess I can respect that. And what would be her knowledge of humans?
You know about knights errant and samurai?
When I knew I must leave Asari space again, I studied the history and morals of new species. When I was a maiden wandering the galaxy, humans had not yet arrived.
Okay, so what does she think of humans?
What did your studies tell you about us?
You are more individualistic than any other species I have encountered. If 3 humans are in a room, there will be 6 opinions. I like your species. I am curious to see what you will do.
If there are 3 humans in the room, there will be 6 opinions. I'm not gonna make that joke. I would make a very, very, very specific joke, but I'm not gonna do that.
I should go.
I'm glad we spoke.
Only 6? Yep, only 6. Life support. Yeah, Thane can definitely talk with me about Colliat.
Do you need something?
Mind if I
Not
ask?
at all.
Normandy upgrades. We already have done Normandy upgrades.
There's something else
Ask.
I'd like. Have a few minutes to talk?
Very well. I had been recording a message for Kolyat.
How are things going with him?
It is difficult. All things worth keeping are. I never explained. I suppose the story of my wife's death took you by surprise.
Yeah, but I could wait, I guess.
I figured you'd explain to me when you were ready.
I appreciate your patience. I kept my work clear of our home life. I assumed that would be enough to protect Erica. That memory I mentioned before. Laser dot trembles on the target's skull. The smell of spice on a spring wind. Sunset eyes defiant in the scope. That was Erica. That was how I met her. She saw my targeting laser as she walked by and threw herself in the way.
Okay. First let's ask about the marriage then.
So how'd she go from blocking your shot to having your children?
I had to meet her. The memory possessed and endowed me. I fell on my knees before her, begged her pardon. She introduced me to the world beyond my work. Eventually, she forgave me. Later, she loved me.
I guess she impressed you.
She woke me up. Her body trembles. Not fear. Indignation. Her mouth moves. How dare you? You and I trained to sacrifice ourselves to save others. How often does a civilian step in the way of a bullet to protect someone they've never met? I thought she was the goddess Hirashu. She met my eyes through the scope, and my purpose faltered.
Alright, so what happened to her?
When you talked to Kolyat, you said she died.
I let myself become complacent. I thought Irika and Kolyat were safe. I stayed away too long, and my enemies came for her.
Who?
Who came for her?
Batarians. A slaver ring that was...
Oh, it's
preying on
always
Hammer
Batarians,
colonies.
dude.
I'd killed their leaders. They paid the Shadow Broker to find out who I was. But they were afraid of me, so they went after her.
You told Kolyat that you hunted her killers down.
Irika woke me up. When she passed, I returned to my battle sleep. My body hunted her killers, murdered them. I was taught to grant death quickly, cleanly, to minimize suffering. Them, I let them linger.
You were operating on instinct. By your own rules, you can't blame yourself.
But I made the choice to hunt them. They're the only lives I've ever taken of my own choice. The only deaths on my own conscience. I haven't spoken about my wife, and I don't think I ever have. I didn't have anyone left to tell it to.
Yeah, just focus on your son. I'm not doing romances in this trilogy. I don't do romances at all, in a matter of fact.
You're talking to your son again. That's huge. Don't lose sight of that by dwelling on should-have-beens.
You are correct, of course. Thank you for listening, Siha.
I think my translator just glitched. What did you call me?
Siha. Someday I'll tell you what it means.
Okay, thanks, bye. I simply don't do romances in Mass Effect game, not when I'm doing, like, recording for the YouTube purposes. But if I would ever have the ability to romance somebody, I mean, I could, but as a male. But if somebody would ask me about the most romanceable character for me personally, that's Tali. Tali, that's all I'm gonna say.
People are talking out there, and I hear it all.
Hey, Dutchman. Uncle isn't romantic? No, not really. Used to be.
Don't laugh, I like those books. Romance novels, crime novels, the classics. There's something about the feel of actual paper in your hands, their musty smell. It's relaxing. Keiji used to find books for me while on the job. Some of these are more valuable than the objects he was hired to steal. That's my favorite piece, painted for me by a child prodigy from Elysium. She was the cutest thing. She was kidnapped by slavers who hoped to sell her on Omega. I wasn't about to let that happen. I set up an idea as a buyer's rep to get a special tour of the slaver's vessel. Once aboard, I freed the girl and smuggled her off the ship. She painted that for me on the way home. I'll never forget how it felt to watch her work.
Okay, let's check out the statue.
I stole that on a dare, believe it or not. There was a big museum show coming to Ilium. Artifacts from Earth going on tour. Very high security. Keiji dared me to steal this. So I broke in, hacked the security, put a few guards to sleep, and replaced the piece with a worthless duplicate. They never knew the difference. My first museum job. Nowhere near the last. The Red Rose. That used to be my calling card when I first started out. In place of whatever I took, I left a single red rose. It wasn't until I met Keiji that I realized how silly it was. He had a way of making you realize when you were just being sentimental. That painting has a special place in my heart. An art collector hired me to steal it. When I got there, the painting was gone. On the way out, I saw it being hauled off by another thief. I chased him down, tackled him, and took the painting. That's how Keiji and I met. We never did turn it into our employers.
Liquor. Okay, so I can drink the liquor if I want to, and this is it. That's sadly That sadly isn't Tai Kasumi. The Kasumi and Zaid companions are kind of undeniably poor when it comes to their interactions. They simply are poor, but there's not much that I can do. Okay, so Thane, Samara, Kasumi talk to. I need to talk to with
I can't
Rupert.
believe the collectors were once...
Commander, those provisions you provided were perfect. I owe you. I've already thrown together some of my calamari gumbo. Here, try a bite. Truth told, it's based on an Asari recipe. Seems a little cannibalistic to me with their tentacle heads and all, but they ain't no good grub.
Oh, come
anyway,
on.
Thanks again. You really came through.
Alright. I don't think Legion is gonna have anything to say. Which is ever so slightly disappointing. Also, is it just me? Oh yeah, I have reached the maximum paragon, so the scars have automatically disappeared.
Shepard, Commander.
I'd like to find out more about you.
We are building a consensus. Please try again later.
I have to get back to work.
Acknowledged.
Alright. Okay, so let me think. Armor changed, research done, companions talk to Rupert, quest complete, which also pretty much means that the entire ship is done. Because we have talked with Kelly about everything. I don't think Kelly is gonna die. Because I didn't done the dinner with her, but I think I have mod that basically prevents her from dying.
How may I help you, Commander?
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
What are your responsibilities?
I'll keep you notified if any of the crew has important business. I have a degree in psychology. I'm good at sensing when people are overly taxed. What else would you like
I better
to know?
go.
Okay. No messages for you, Commander. How may I help you, Commander?
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
Yeah, I already
better
asked her
go.
about everything.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
Yeah, this is it. That's the maximum that I can do when it comes to the current ship investigation and, you know, searching the companions and trying to talk with them and all the researchers and whatnot. I've done everything that I could for now. So yeah, let's cut it here when it comes to this episode. People of Twitch, the stream is gonna go on, but people of YouTube, like I said, we're gonna cut this episode over here. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing, ring the bell, stop it, the like, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Links for my mod list as well as all my socials can be found in the description below, in the pinned comment down below. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.